Hello everyone, Tim McKeska again here with McKeska Branch Texas Barbecue. Recently did a pig processing video and I had a lot of emails about what do you do with the head. Well, here's the head and I'm going to show you how to remove the cheek and jowls. Using a flexible knife, go right down from the chin straight down to the back of the head there to make your first cut. That divides the head into two there, and you'll have two jowls. And I keep the jowl and cheek connected. Then you take your flexible knife right over the snoot there and come right down the cheek underneath the eye socket, keeping your flexible knife along the bone until you go straight back and exit the back of the head there. And then using a little bit of a pulling motion with your other hand, start to separate that cheek, and then as you get down to the mandible there, that jawbone, you again keep your knife close to the bone and start pulling, and you may have to go from two different angles like I do here. I'm doing this because of the camera angle, but again, you just, not that hard to do. You just basically keep your knife along that bone and proceed to pull down the jowl until you can get it separated from the bone. It's important that you get as much of this as you possibly can. Why do we do this? Jowl bacon. If you've never had jowl bacon, you're missing something that's amazing. My cousin Mike makes a great jowl bacon, and it's something that's it's only two jowls on a pig, and it's not very big, and so it's kind of a special cut. It's an expensive cut too. Jowl bacon's much more expensive, and I think it has better flavor, and I think it has better texture. So again, using your knife, just keep it along that mandible bone, that lower jaw, until you can get it separated. And then once you get it separated, it comes off all at once. The trim from this head will go into sausage. I'm going to show you also how to remove the tongue. That's the two things that we're going to use. The snoot's already been removed, and that was going to go into a special sausage that we make, a Czech sausage called i Trnica. Along also with the tongue will go in there. So there you go. There's the jowl as it comes off the head, and as you can see when I turn it over here, you've got some great meat in there, very thick meat, and we're going to trim that up. But that's the jowl right there with the cheek on top. So we have to clean this up. We've got to take this outside skin off that's been exposed to the air. We want to get it nice and white, and all of that trim there is discarded. That's the outside, but everything else will go into our sausage trim. And how do you make jowl bacon? You make it pretty much like you do regular bacon. You may not cure it as long. Probably needs to be only cured for about 2 days, or 28 hours, 30 hours, something like that, and then smoked. We cure it and then pepper it with some coarse ground black pepper, and then smoke it, and then slice it for your pan, ready to fry. So I'm just cleaning up this jowl by taking some of the outside connective tissue and some of the excess fat. Also, when I turn it over, there's a lymph node that would be present right at the jawline, and that needs to be removed. You can see that when we flip it over, and right there, that's the one of the lymph nodes right there. Has to come out. Beautiful. There's the other one. There's the rest of it. I cut half of it off. That's the rest of it right there. Beautiful piece of meat right there. Jowl with the cheek attached. We used to fight over this when I was younger. Who would get this particular cut of meat off the pig? Most people would discard it and put it in the sausage. Not us. We ate it. We loved it. So now I'm going to remove the tongue. And some people make a mistake of trying to remove the tongue from the mouth, and that's ridiculous. You can't do that. You turn the head over, and what you're going to do, you've got two mandible bones, one on both sides. I'll show them to you here in just a second. There they are. Two mandible bones, lower jaw. You're going to take your knife, your flexible knife, and just go down both sides of that bone along that bone line until you have the root of the tongue. And tongue is kind of tricky. Just when you think you've got it, you've got all this other connective tissue that's on the top and the sides. The tongue is a very strong muscle. It's used constantly in this animal, and therefore it's a very tough muscle to remove. And as you can see, as I begin to pull it out, just when you think you got it, you don't have it. And you start at the back and work your flexible knife in there until you can get all of the connective tissue separated. What are we going to do with the tongue? Well, we're going to skin this tongue. We've got to take the rough parts off this tongue, and then again it will go into Itranitsa, which is a special Czech sausage, kind of like a Bohemian boudin that we do. It's made with pork liver and cheek, jowl, snoots, and tongue, and hearts, and kidneys. It's really good. I have another video on there that you can find on YouTube for that. And then there you go. It's just a few more cuts. A little stubborn, but there's the tongue. And we will have to clean that up and skin it, but there's a lot of meat on there, and it is excellent. Pork tongue. And there you can see the rest of that head. Now we're going to clean that head off, and we would make head sausage. We could make head cheese, head sausage out of that, but that's going to be cleaned up for trim. And the rest of that tongue will be for sausage, Itranitsa. And that's about it. Very simple. Part of our sustainability, never to waste anything. Take advantage of these gifts we've been given us and make sure nothing is wasted. Again, my name is Tim McKeska with McKeska Brands Texas Barbecue. If you want to know more about what we do, you can go to www.mckeskabrands.com or huntingtexastrophies.com. Thank you very much.